Alright everyone, it's July 7th. We're in the middle of summer. We're back up baiting. We have two baits going. We have good bears on both baits, right? Mm-hmm. We're up for the night again. It's about midday on Friday. Then we have to go back home tomorrow because we have a baseball tournament. But we're going to go out and bait with two baits. We're going to do a little bit of work, a little bit of cooking. But we're excited about keeping these baits going because there's some good bears on them. Like 2 videos ago, I think we introduced, what's his name?
Jelly Bean.
Jelly Bean. Why is his name Jelly Bean?
We don't know.
We don't know. Parker just came into him and he said Jelly Bean. So I'm like, that sounds good. Jelly Bean it is. Really nice bear at the swamp bait. We haven't named the other bears at Tony's bait. There's a couple good ones. Who knows? Jelly Bean might be at both of them because I think the Sow and 3 Cubs are at both of them. Yeah. Tony's bait, there's at least 10 different bear on there. Yeah, there's a Sow and 3 Cubs, but there's also Elf, and there's 2 other little ones, and there's a couple medium-sized ones, and we got a little clip of 2 bear in there at once and a couple big ones. I'm losing track. It's amazing how many bears are actually out there.
And that one giant one chasing the Sow.
Yeah, well that came through. That was a last month or whatever, but but we're gonna load up these buckets. We put some more Mountain Dew in the sprayer, and I'm gonna let's throw a little bit of get this out of here. I forgot I had some
apple juice.
What is this? Apple juice. We can put some of them in there. Use them up. Might as well. We'll do our buckets of cookies. Then we'll put some cream in there. Spray it down. Check the cameras, right? It's always exciting. And see what we got. But I gotta leave for Canada next week, so this might be my last time up here for a couple weeks. So I'm gonna have to get Grandpa Tom, Uncle Jimmer, or somebody to come up here with the boys and take care of the baits at least next week once and the following week once. But unless I can come up at some point, but we gotta keep them going now. We're in the heart of the season, heart of the baiting season, and you want to keep those bears visiting our baits, right?
Didn't you say maybe Andy too?
Maybe Andy. We'll see. But we're gonna get them baited real good today. I'm gonna go home tomorrow, and we'll see what they look like. All right, we're at the swamp bait. It's all hit. Last time we were here was what? 5 days ago? It was Sunday. Now it's Friday. I'm gonna change the camera out because I've been having bad luck with this camera for some reason. I don't know if the camera's bad, the chips. But last time it had no pictures of bear, but it had pictures of squirrels and everything else. But you can see how big this stump is compared to us. You know, so that bear that was laying here is as wide as the stump. So it's got to be a mid 300 bear, right? Yeah. What do you think, Jelly Bean?
At least.
I mean, he's this tall, you know. It's hard to judge.
That tall laying down.
Yeah, he's laying in. So he's a big bear. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely a bear we would shoot. So let's get this baited. Get out of this swamp. I mean, look at this swamp. It is thick. It is ferny. There is overturned trees everywhere. It just screams bear. So hopefully I got some good footage this time. Let me check the camera. I don't know if you got it on camera or if it caught it, but we almost hit another bear on the 4-wheeler.
I know.
It was like right there.
Right here.
It's in the same, we're getting over by the bait area, so it could have been him, but it looked a little bigger than the one we saw on Sunday. Crazy. A lot of bear around.
We checked out the stuff on it.
Dusty. Well, that was pretty cool. I think we saw that same bear again. This time we're coming in from the other way down the trail.
It looked bigger though.
You think it was bigger? Yeah, it was a little bigger. I don't know. That's the 3rd bear we've seen while we're going into bait. And these trails are just terrible. if you're gonna go on the dusty trail system west of Crivets, be prepared to be picking sand out of every orifice and crack of your body for weeks. Because it is dry and dirty, and it's just, unless you have a fully enclosed cab, but man, it's not even fun, to be honest.
No.
All right, let's get in here. Get the big lid. You barely move that thing, huh? Careful. Excellent. Good job. We did it. Start slicing them up. That looks pretty dang good, huh? Parker?
Yeah. What? It's too hot over there. Yeah. Let's check it. It only went like an inch.
So here we are at the swamp bait. We have our usual sow and 3 cubs. Probably the same sow and 3 cubs over at the Tony's bait. I see them on both. They spend a lot of time in here. Not as much time as in the past, but they're still visiting quite a bit. Then this little guy snuck under this log here, this fallen tree. I saw a big trail there. Wasn't sure if they were actually coming through there. Now I see him. Actually, they can sneak under that log somehow. It's pretty low to the ground. Spent quite a bit of time in there. Pretty small one. Actually kind of felt like he was going to take a little nap. Then this big one here. A couple different videos of this one. Definitely a different bear than we've seen on this bait. Maybe it's the old jelly bean. 2 or 3 different nights it was in there, and I think it's got a little white on its chest. A couple of videos you can kind of see when it spreads its legs when it's walking. It looks like there's a white patch in between its front legs, which is kind of cool. But it's definitely a very, very big bear. One that we would be more than willing to harvest this year if it gave us the opportunity. Here we are over at Tony's bait, and this bear is in here constantly since we started baiting. It's a very small bear, 100 pounds, 110 pounds, but it's in there all day, all night, and it's just, it's literally there all the time. I think we've seen it 3 times with our eyes when we were driving in with the 4-wheeler on the trails in different spots, and it's very cautious. It's always jumping around, looking. Probably because it's so little and he's probably scared of all the bigger bears. Deer, I've never seen so many deer on camera this year. It's constant. There's does and fawns. It's all day, all night. Usually they come and go at the beginning of when we start baiting a bait, and then they kind of disappear, but they're nonstop. If anything, there's getting to be more of them. This one's actually standing right in the stump feeding. Seen that a few different times. This bear here, I think this is old Shaggy, I'm going to call him. He's got kind of a longer coat. It's a really nice bear. It's got to be 250, maybe a little touch bigger. It's in there quite a bit. It's giving some daylight pictures. And here's our sow and 3 cubs again over here at Tony's bait. They look awfully a lot like the sow and 3 cubs over at the swamp. I guarantee they're just going back and forth, eating all of our bait multiple times a day, but whatever. This one is a big one. It came in here and definitely not that sow. It's all by itself. I got a bunch of video of it, and it's a pretty big bear judging from the dimensions of the log and our backstop and everything. I think it's definitely in the 300 to 400 pound range. It looks really big. I got a lot of video of it, especially sitting there like that. That thing looks giant. Hopefully we'll keep them around. Then we got old Elf. He's there every day, but he's looking fine, but his ear is definitely bothering him. He's constantly shaking his head, but he seems to be getting around just fine. It seems like it's healing up too. It doesn't seem as red and bleeding as it did earlier in the year, but you could see him shake his head there all the time. I'm sure it's still bothering him. There's probably still bugs bothering him, but he seems just fine. He's another real small bear, maybe 120 pounds, so he'll be getting a pass this year. So that's our quick little trip up north for our another one-dayer. We got some work done on our new deck here. I know it looks a little weird, but trust me, it's gonna look good when it's done. We got some nice bears coming in. There's some really nice ones at Tony's Bait. Yeah, I'm really surprised. There's a big one that I don't think I've seen that one before. Maybe I have, but hopefully we can keep it going like that. This should be it for a little while for me. I am leaving for Canada in less than a week for our annual muskie trip, so stay tuned for all those videos. Hopefully we have some content out of a week-long muskie trip, right? Last year I had like 7 videos. I think I did one for each day, so hopefully we can make that happen and get some big fish on film. But we're gonna take off. We gotta get back home because Parker's got a baseball tournament, right? And so that'll be it. So from Went Outdoors, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Right? Say anything?
No.
Nothing?